Hey guys, I haven't put up a video in a while, but today I decided to go over the Texas rig. The reason why I decided to do a Texas rig because it really is the all-terrain vehicle of bass fishing. You can use it in murky water, clear water, stained water. It works everywhere. It's a slower technique, it's a bottom hopping technique, but you can still fish it reasonably fast to be able to cover water. If you want to do it like a finesse bait to cover water, you can use it for that. The basics of it is some sort of hook, so a worm hook or they have an extra wide gap hook. Most people use extra wide gaps hook, but I like worm hooks, so I use a 3/0 mainly for worm hooks. And maybe I'll go up to a 4/0 if it's a big bait, and I'll go down to a 2/0, if it's a small like Senko. You could use weighted offset hooks like those. You can use any sort of hook, and then it consists of a weight. So right there I have, this is kind of like the size I like to use. This, I don't know what size it is, but I have a ton of them. As you can see, you could use a heavier one if you're going to be punching bigger stuff, going through heavier vegetation, or if you are fishing deep water, you go with the bigger one. Or you can go with even smaller one like those two that are in there, or you can attach a split shot to the front of it for really lightweight stuff, or you can go weightless with no weight, just line and a hook. So I use a Palomar knot to tie all my hooks and baits on. You can use improved clinch knot, any sort of line hook, any sort of line tie to connect your line to your hook or bait. So the line I like to use for a Texas rig is anywhere from like this 14-pound Berkley Fireline braid. You can use up to 30-pound braid, and then if you're punching with big weights, and big hooks, you can go up to 50 or 65-pound braid. But for an all-around, if you're not going grass, you're just trying to find fish, I would go with like a smaller braid. I throw a Texas rig on a medium heavy rod. This is a 6.6 Berkley lightning rod shock with a Shimano Sitica. This is a 6:4 to 1 gear ratio, left-hand retrieve. I like a 6:4 to 1 for a Texas rig because a lot of people like to fish a 7:1 to 1, but I feel like a 6:4 to 1 is kind of a better all-around reel, and I only use a couple bait casters, so I can't really get a one high speed for just the Texas rig, because I fish a lot of stuff on that rod and reel. But once again, a Texas rig, the weight slides up and down the line like that. You can add a bead, like a plastic bead in between the weight and the knot to kind of protect the knot, or to make some noise to attract a fish. That's about it for a Texas rig, guys. You can put it on any soft plastic. I have lizards. You can put it on a lizard. Here's a brush hog. I put it on a lot. Put it on that brush hog. Biospawn Vile Crawl. Pit bosses. I use a lot of pit bosses. I also use it for, this is a bed fishing bait that I use. It's a Grand Bass 6-inch ribbed worm, and I do a weightless setup, so I'll put a 2/0 worm hook with no weight on it, and that slays bass that are on beds. You can use a rage tail cutter worm. I use that to find water because that really puts off a lot of vibration and attracts fish. Curly tail worm I use a lot as well. 7.5 inch. Like I said, if I'm going to go Senko, I'm going to go with a 2/0 hook and a lighter weight than this. Probably, I'll probably go with one of these little bitty ones. Or you can also do a finesse worm on it, like a Zoom finesse worm like that. I use that a lot. Berkley Havoc bottom hopper. That's another finesse worm that works good. Trick worms that work good. So anyways, you can use any sort of soft plastic you want with it. You can swim it really slow, if you have a crawl that has a lot of action, or a worm that has a lot of action, but I like to just hop it. So you go 2 hops and then let it sink back down, or you can go one sweeping motion up to, bring your rod tip from 9 o'clock up to 10 or 11 o'clock, and then let it come back down. Or you can hop it, like that. That's how I normally fish it. So like I said, it's an all-terrain vehicle of bass fishing. You should give it a shot. If you have any questions about it, please comment below. Thanks.